Genshin Impact is a game that now owns my soul and has sucked me drier than a succubus and a goddamn off-brand. Having become a crack fiend for Genshin Impact's Primo Gems, their primary drug of choice, I have been playing this game since the 2nd of October, about 4 or 5 days after the initial launch of the game, and I am what you might call a bit of a fucking whale by anybody fiscally responsible not enough to swipe their goddamn wallet at every But considering that by the release of this video, hopefully, it is 2.1 Genshin Impact patch, and that the anniversary for Genshin Impact, the 1-year anniversary, is right around the fucking corner, I would hope that we can look back upon the year of Genshin Impact and do a much more objective review, especially from someone who's gotten his fucking dick deep in the guts of and the bowels of Genshin Impact and have seen both the good and the bad from beginning to end. Oh, haha, funny joke. Fucking Mr. YouTuber, fucking VTuber out here making a goddamn Breath of the Wild joke about Genshin Impact. Well, fuck you. Because that is exactly what brought me into the game, the open world experience that the game claimed to have, and it was free to play. I honestly didn't expect coming into Genshin Impact that I'd even come to love it half as much as I did, or that I'd end up spending, significant portions of my life savings. Fucking, oh man, it hurts my wallet. It was only really late in the game that I really understood, like, how intricate that the combat system could get, how, like, all these different combinations, elemental reactions, fighting the world with the power of isekai chemistry on your side, really stuck out to me and helped me stay. But it was exploration that drew me in. It was going around seeing the world. It was being part of this universe of Teyvat that really just drew me into the game. I'd argue that heavy inspiration is honestly the politically correct way to put it, because man, Genshin Impact do be borrowing a lot of features from Breath of the Wild, including the fucking UI. I mean, this is a tangent and we'll get back to it later, but I can't count how many times while exploring the beautiful world of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild, I was like, man, I'm coming across all these cool people while exploring the world that I want to fuck and be fucked by, and sitting there like, man, I would love it if this game gave me a lot more anime pussy and dick to fucking deal with, and fucking Genshin Impact gives me that, alright? It is definitively an upgrade. But putting my absolute thirst to the side for now, one thing that Genshin does truly phenomenally do well is its exploration, which brings me to rule number 1 of Genshin Impact. Fucking go everywhere. Go, you see a chest, go there, grab it. See a floaty little blue or fucking gold or purple little globule somewhere in the sky somewhere, go climb up a thing and go fucking find it. Verticality is huge in Genshin Impact. You go up, you go down, there's caves and caverns below, even to the point in the new Inazuma region. I say new, but at the point of the video, who knows, maybe you're a time traveler and you're already in the fucking desert/jungles of Sumeru, fucking plundering knowledge to try and get into Lisa's fucking asshole. You can just stumble across a random ruin that takes you underneath the fucking sea! Between all of the elemental oculi that exist that determine the numerical value coefficient between life and death, there's also the chests that exist in the overworld that will fry your fucking neurons like Sunnyside eggs on my flat frying pan chest, but they deplete and then disappear forever, just like your dad, further adding to the deconstruction of the landscape as you commit deforestation to bling out the endgame housing system. Truly, isekai imperialism at its fucking finest. Even the quests in-game tend to have a way of seamlessly rewarding exploration in Genshin Impact. Sure, it does have the traditional RPG bullshit of do the fetch quest and become my fucking mailman, but using the in-game items such as poems, stylized screenshots of iconic locations, it really just incentivizes you to go, explore the world without putting a shiny, hey dum-dum, go fucking here quest marker in 100% of its goddamn side quest. It can be frustrating at times, but as it kicks me out the door and forces me to disrespectfully observe Eula's ass and turn my life into 10 hours of Lisa moaning into my ear, I find myself fucking loving it. But if you've ever wanted to jerk it so hard that you transcend an isekai into Skyrim, Genshin Impact is the game for you. And despite the news-tightening thought that all the rewarding content that gives you the no sugar that is Primo Gems outside of the dailies is single time and thus more of a theme park than a sandbox, Genshin Impact does, on the other hand, make Skyrim look like Kodiak Island, Alaska. That is unless you wanted to go to Inazuma and get your cheeks clapped by Mommy Ball, in which case you need to progress in the main story and hit AR level 30, so get fucked. the real charm about Genshin Impact is that you can get by the game with so much love for the world that you go hunting down every in-game shred of lore to the point that you actively hamper your own progress by spending your hard-earned more on books instead of your DPS baby. Or you could just RP as an eldritch outer being from the Beyond Realm that has no empathy for the mundane day-to-day intro and international political conflicts of a world that will one day erode to dust while you continue to travel upon the edges of space looking for a way to escape the heat death of the multiverse alongside your alien step-sibling that you're definitely not banging. Which brings me to rule number 2. Only invest as much of yourself into the story of the game that you'd like. If all you want is a casual experience where you go around, meet new people, and sightsee as if you're on a fucking college trip to France, that's completely a valid way to play. Just have fun. Don't let any salty assholes tell you any different, despite I myself sometimes being one of those salty bums. But if what you desire is something more deep and substantial, I will do my best to give you a quick recap of the story prior to the 2.1 update, as that is when this video is being made, and unlike Fandango my bussy, I can't see into the future and tell you that the stars are lies. Alright, enough with the sweet stuff. Let's get right fucking into it. In this seasonal anime, you play as Thaithulu Ableg, an ageless being from beyond the stars that witnesses a genocide and becomes trapped in the horny world of Teyvat as you and your sibling become bored by Megaplugs, while your top girl boss, totally not related stepsister, breaks free and establishes the order of these fuckers, known as the Abyss, you being the submissible and breedable bottom that you are, woo, however gets the infinite top power left behind by your sister's daily pegging, rimmed out your ass by the unknown god and becomes her fucking babysitter as you lug around her little sister Paimon. And journeying across Teyvat to try and find your sibling to go back home, you meet an ever-expanding cast of banger personalities that you want to fuck and get fucked by, which includes Best Boy, Make Mondstadt Great Again, NTR protagonist, Electro Mommy is going to die, I'm Free and Depressed, Hot Anime Batman, Single Young Housewife Soccer Mom, Sweetie in the Streets, Sex and Mage in the Sheets, Hair Nerf, Booba Nerf, Shunibyo Eye Patch Stereotype, the real reason Mondstadt still stands, alcoholism is hereditary, terrorism is cool, Kingdom Hearts, your watermelon skull between my thighs, Sucky Sucky 5 Mora, very wet. Full counter! Femboys your melee damage, Coco Goat Milkies, Coffin Dance, Cosplay Bamboo, the real Geo Archon that Leeway deserved, 1,000-year-old Dragon Lolly meme, please do not lose, Isekai and sheesh! Help, my human dinner is attacking me! Wet Femboy gives Viagra to your Pyro DPS, ground pound me. That's illegal, so for the wrath of rock, come take this cock. Animal Bussy 2, Power Creep Boogaloo, Counter Simpage, ayaya. Stop baiting us with lollies, I really don't care that she's the same age as Ayaka and Yoimiya. Please big sister, Shiba Inu baby, but still isn't playable, Mihoyo why? Underbooba, Shikadan, Gaijin Blood, Fox Mommy, give me your fucking eyes, and New World, who's this? And with such a large cast of characters and an even larger arsenal of weapons, it becomes very crucial for you to make a team of synergistic and oh wait, it's random, get fucked. So get ready to become a glorified mailman as you perform various life-threatening errands in the current 3 playable regions of Oktoberfest. Taiwan is not a country, and Akihabara, Japan. In doing so, you unveil various devious country-ending plots, each with a certain goofy group of anonymous LARPers messing things up for everyone. And your reward? They put up fucking posters of your missing sibling where nobody can fucking see them. And considering that Genshin is a live service game that updates and expands their main story and world lore, that's as good of a recap as we're gonna get for now. I'm sure you might have all noticed by this point, this review is actually more of a shitposting satire in disguise. But if you really do find yourself running out of story and exploration, and you're full of copium like me, feel free to wait 4 whole days just for Genshin's closest equivalent to a dating sim, which makes hereditary alcoholics inclusion into the hangout system all the more uncomfortable. But really, there are some hardcore Noelle simps at Mihoyo, which is fine because, let's be real, if she was from Liyue, Noelle really would have become the next Geo Archon. But if you don't have the patience to wait 4 days, or are too lazy or too shy at any point, as long as you meet the prerequisite adventure rank every 2 days, you can get additional story quests that focus around the various 5-star characters that you're not gonna be able to get. Both because the rates are shit, and because they're limited characters and are probably not going to be on rate up when you can actually safely afford to financially spend a little bit of cash on them. Which brings me to my 3rd rule for dealing with Genshin Impact. Rule number 3, get ready to be salty a lot. And I don't really mean just the gacha. Look, Genshin is actually pretty good at giving you the things that you want when you go and seek them out. Do you need a mastermind mob? Just kill some forehead. And hey, they respawn daily, and there's tons of them out in the overworld. Do you need Mora or EXP cards? Just water a fucking ley line. Do you want artifacts or want to level up a character's talents, aka skills? Run through the domain a couple of times. Every run guarantees drops, unless it's fucking crit rate or crit damage. You don't have to spend 8 hours a day like Genshin is your fucking job to get a max rarity artifact, unlike a game like, say, World of Warcraft or Warframe, which sounds good on paper, but that's exactly why there is a huge catch. So spend your fucking resin every single day! Babysitting Paimon is a full-time job, and you're never off the clock, which seems fine and dandy initially when you realize, you're being paid for in resin. But like the demons of Ars Goetia that your little emergency food is named after, the game wants to test your patience and your fucking soul. So enjoy the existence tax that is one single resin every 8 minutes, which feels like the numbers fallen fucking sideways, because it takes 20 resin to do a single domain or ley line. But the reality is that we're all condensing our resin. Unless you're playing on mobile, in which case, God bless you, life is pain. But considering that world bosses also cost 40 resin, that exact amount is the benchmark for all meaningful content in Genshin's endgame. That is 5 hours and 20 minutes that you have to wait between 3 or less minutes of any sort of meaningful gameplay. And when you need to run a boss anywhere from 16 to 23 plus times, because, well, not everyone's going to be at AR50 to even be getting close to max drops to get a character to max level, but you also need artifacts that are just the biggest RNG cucks in the game, alongside the talent books. It's enough for me to crave more violence, but the stain of Hilichurl blood can already never be washed away from my hand. That's not even including the EXP and the Mora cards that you need, which actually makes the Battle Pass, which is $10, $20 if you're fucking stupid like me, borderline a necessity if you want to level your fucking character roster at all. But speaking of character roster, for a lack of a segue, Genshin has got a lot of them. Most of them being limited characters to pressure you into swiping fucking ass cracks. But that's exactly why the 4th rule of Genshin Impact is lower your fucking standards and pick a goddamn main. Learn to fucking settle in this game. Do your goddamn best with what you have. Honestly, this game is not worth your money outside of, say, the Welkins Moon and the Battle Pass. It's amazing fun, but there is no 5-star in the universe that is worth the $360 that it would cost you if you hard pity and fail the 50-50. The first time you pull a 5-star, it's a goddamn coin flip whether or not you even get the character on rate up in the first place. Or I suppose you could just get really lucky and just pull a fucking 5-star back to fucking back within the first 2 temples of each other. That's also an option. Although you want a second main DPS for Abyss and dealing with elemental immunities, for real, a single solid DPS can carry you through the entirety of this game. So you really don't need to bother with getting and leveling every single new character that comes your way. So just pick a main, build them up, then be fucking done. Once enough time passes, you'll naturally compile enough resources that you can build up another character that you like. So have some fucking patience, take it slow, and know that Genshin is a goddamn marathon where the that is MiHoYo wants to aim for that goddamn wallet. But the game isn't competitive at all. And yeah, it might be exciting to try everything new that comes around, but even the OG carry of Anime Batman is still and always will remain viable. And utilizing Anime Batman as an excuse for a transition, it's time to talk about the best part of Genshin Impact. It's something that I didn't expect to beat my love for exploration, or even my hardcore appreciation for the world lore of this game. Combat. Holy shit, there are times in Genshin where I feel like I'm playing Anime Doom! You have Ganyu, who is a walking ice bazooka, Ningguang, who is a living, breathing, rock-throwing sting missile launcher, and Zhongli, who will extinct your dino nuggies. Combat is style, and style is everything, to the point that, well, really the better analogy is that you're playing Shadowrun, but with less tech. Oh wait, no, you have elemental flamethrowers and fucking guns! It might be more because Genshin still only has a year's worth of content that it feels like nobody, aside from all the fucking Pyro main DPSs, encroaches on anybody's niche. And you just can blow up enemies with literal fucking bombs! And if you don't have baby bomb daughter, use Overload. But Genshin really lets me just go wild and combo elements together like shitty dog water alchemy, which can be as statistically arousing as big PP melt reactions for maximum damage, or I could just go have fun and spitball together the Archon team, as I play around a baseball with the stray neighborhood dog and get PETA called on my ass once I smack it with the Fizz Archon's friendship buck. It's really what Breath of the Wild could have been, with all of their champions, which they just murdered off for depth in their fucking stories. I only wish I could gear up my characters better, since the Abyss endgame, as well as any event that handles combat at all, only really cares about DPS, which makes the traditional role of tank just completely useless, unless you're Noelle that gets stronger the more defense she has, or Zhongli and Hu Tao that get that extra thick damage based off their HP. But that doesn't matter, because your DPS will become a tank against your fucking will. But in the end, the overworld experience doesn't really require that much from you, so just go on, have fun. Slap together a full healer team for all I care. Regardless of what you choose to play, in Genshin Impact, you'll have a blast.